Hello, Questions with Preston. I got a kind of. I've been coaching a few people on some specific things that keep coming up. So I feel like this one is really necessary, and it happens to me all the time, and I got to check in with it. So I was sitting in this business seminar by Brad Sugars like 2 years ago, and one of the things that stuck out was he said, "What up, E?" That's E.
Shush!
He said that the most expensive advice you will ever get is advice from a poor person. I'm going to say that again. The most expensive advice you will ever get is advice from a poor person. Now, when I say poor, I don't mean money. I don't mean financially. It could mean that, but I mean poor in spirit, poor in knowledge on whatever subject they're speaking into. So what I'm telling you is, watch who you let speak into your experience. You know, somebody could go to, I'm gonna give you a silly example, but somebody could go to, Magic Mountain, and they can go, you know what? I don't like Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain's crazy, the rides are stupid and da-da-da-da-da, right? And you've never been. Well, now you're walking into Magic Mountain already with a preconceived notion about what Magic Mountain is and isn't, instead of just letting your experience tell you that. Now, in The Richest Man in Babylon, he talks about not going to the shoemaker and asking him about diamonds and vice versa. So what that means is, like, I have these friends and I have people who are getting advice on relationships from somebody who's never been in a committed relationship. That doesn't really make any sense. You get what I'm saying? Don't let them speak into your experience. This goes for family as well, And don't get me wrong, these people wholeheartedly feel like they're saving you, right? Like they're being there for you, and I get that. I have family members who try to speak into my experience about what it means to be abundant, what it means to be in communion with God, what it means to be spiritual. And that's their perspective. But I don't allow them to speak into my experience. I shut that down. Now, that's the practice that you have to get to in order to stay in that place and in that space that serves you, that serves your higher self. What is it you want for you, So, yeah, there's a lot to say on this subject. There really is. I'll do a part 2. In the meantime, just be aware of that. Watch how much it happens too. Somebody will say something about, anybody, and you'll be like, wait, but that's not my experience. For instance, let me just tell you this last story. So, I own a surf school. Some of you guys have seen a couple of the videos. It's called Smile Surf School, and I'll have these people who I'll teach, and they'll be from 60 years old to 9 years old, and they have these perceptions on what the ocean is. I ain't trying to go out there. There's sharks out there, and there's this and that, and I don't know what the water is and isn't, and it's dirty in LA and blah blah blah, right? Not knowing that they're just regurgitating someone else's perspective, and or they got hit by a wave when they were 14 and decided never to go back, right? Usually those same people email me later, call me later, text me later, and say, I will never forget that. Thank you for opening that up to me, for giving me that experience, for being the facilitator of something so beautiful. Where else are you holding yourself back from something so amazing because of your perspective? Now, I'll tell you right now, I used to be super homophobic, right? Because I grew up in a neighborhood and in a society where gay people were looked down upon, especially as a dude, a dude that plays sports, and he's, I was trying to gangbang and stuff like that back then. That kept me from so many amazing people. And I had an experience in college where I played in the Laramie Project, and I got to meet somebody whose friend had just been killed based on that. And it broke me because I realized that I wasn't speaking for me. Those weren't my ideas. Those were society's ideas. Those were commercials' ideas. Those were the music I was listening to back then's ideas. It's the same thing about, I mean, we could talk about this for days, but you know what? I'm going to take off. Click like, subscribe. If you like this stuff, share it, man. Like, real talk. This sits on my heart, and I do this for you guys, and I get messages from you guys, and I love it. I love you. But share it. Sharing is caring. Peace.